Welcome, guys, to All Things React. How's everybody doing? I just got off work a little bit ago. I am home trying to relax. Haven't made a video in a week, a little bit, or almost 2 weeks. So I decided, I need to hop on here and make a video. I'm reacting to a video by Abba and Preach, primarily about the Hodgetwins. No, I used to be a huge Hodgetwin fan. They were so funny, man. But they went so political and so conservative. Now, I'm not against conservatives. I'm not against black people being conservative, but like they definitely went far right. So it's just not my thing. So I haven't really watched in a very long time. They're doing well though. I mean, they got quite a few subscribers, followers, and so they're doing well. Let's get into it.
I don't want to live in the United States of America if it's not majority white.
Hey, Arlo, I know your community is white only, but could you make exceptions for us two Negroes? We're not even full sub-Saharan. We are over 40% white. And Arlo says this: God bless the hot twins. But no.
Yeah, what do you thought about that?
Yeah, this video comes from O'Shea Duke Jackson.
Now, the Hodge twins started off on YouTube.
Shout out to O'Shea. If you have not seen his content or you don't watch his content, just kind of slide through and give him a watch. He's also one of my favorite content creators on YouTube. So kind of check him out if you get the chance.
In satire, and they built a really big fan base. They sold out. And how did they sell out? Well, they started making conservative media content. This is a lot of their content. Look at this one. The black transgenders are always the worst. So basically what happens is the Hodge twins went from...
They really went right.
a comedic duo to an anti-black...
Their early content, man, was so funny, but I understand they wanted to switch it up a bit. But man, I didn't expect that. Their early stuff was my shit, and the stuff they do now is the shit to somebody, just not me.
In order to make money, once their comedic duo started going down.
Now, if I'm being generous to the Hodge twins, I don't think they would say they're anti-black. They'll probably say something like, "We just believe in accountability with English issues, and we want to see a black team." That's what they would say. So
That's what they would say. But if you watch their content, you wouldn't think that. I watched a little bit of it, and it does seem more so anti-black instead of we're black. We want our people to take accountability. We want the issues in our communities to be fixed. That is not the what's giving, as females would say. It's not giving that. It's not giving accountability. It's not giving we love our people. It's not giving we want to fix issues in our community.
They were reacting to this new all-white town documentary.
Let me see if I can get the volume up.
To become a podcaster with Riverside, you just need a concept and a way to record it. Here's how it works. First, go to riverside.fm and open an account, and then you'll be able to capture high-quality video and audio from practically anywhere in the world. When it comes to editing, Riverside is perfect for beginners. Even if you have zero experience, you can use their AI tools and intuitive editing features to create a professional-looking result. You can get transcriptions automatically and use them to edit like a doc, or you can use the chapter timeline feature, which makes it way easier just to skim and scan. Ready to share? Well,
And it said something that's interesting.
to be honest, I don't want to live in the United States of America if it's not majority white. Once it becomes majority non-white, so I understand the fear of white people want to live in a country that's majority non-white.
But they're not the only guys that talk like this.
America is a nation, not just from an economic standpoint, but we also have an identity too, a cultural identity. And I'll tell you guys this too. As someone who's a first-generation American, my family's from Sudan, etc., I should not be saying this stuff, but I'm going to be honest. A lot of these guys that come from the third world to improve my old homeland come here and scam. And the reality is, if we want America to stay America, we got to keep it majority white. We got to keep it the way it was founded.
But there was a time where Myron, who was trying to defend white racists, got into a battle with a guy, basically calling him a saying N-word.
But you're sitting behind a man on account, can't even stand behind what the saying got the nerve to talk to me. When I got my real name out there, my real face out there, I'm live every day talking about actually contributing to the fight, and you got the gall to sit there and call me a stand piece. Help me wake up and have me replay it. And I hope I come on a space like a see you and actually talk to you. This is the problem that we have in these spaces. We got these stupid, autistic that will sit there and say, well, you're not white, so you can't talk about this, or you're... And it's...
I think I remember seeing some of that. I never saw all of it. There was some clips I saw somewhere of it, but he got pretty pissed off and pretty heated. I remember these particular guys too, and they are, they are what they are.
Like, okay, Rick, you want to go ahead and have this fight by yourself, where no one's going to take you seriously because they're going to just think you're a kid? Remember you? That's the problem.
Because they think you're the Triple K member. Didn't you put on a hood and do the salute, you goofy ass loser?
Right.
What's that?
Going on a platform that is white extremists and calling them autistic because they're not inclusive. It's crazy.
It is. That is actually crazy. Good point.
It's like you're at McDonald's wondering why it smells like fries. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The people that are allowing you in these spaces when you talk are laughing in your back when your back is turned. Like,
They really are. He thinks that when they invite him in, it's in good faith. Why? Why would they invite you in good faith? They don't like you. They don't want you anywhere near their homes. They don't want you anywhere near their kids. They don't want you anywhere near them. They don't like you. They're not inviting you into their space, their podcast space in good faith.
back. Yes, I am.
They're back. You literally look at it in the eyes. Like, at the end of the day, you're still an animal. You're a dirty. No. There was a whole spaces what you were saying about him. Some of them challenged me to fight. Say, listen, we don't want you here.
Myron, you were in my space the other day, and I said, you're doing a great job calling these Jews, but, if we take this country back, we want it for white folks, and would you go home? And you said I was born here, and I'm not going anywhere. And this is where I think the problem is with working with non-whites, is that once you think you help us, then you're just going to stay in our country. Why do you Browns think you can stay in my country?
No, Nick Fuentes, who he's very good friends with, his politics are that whites should be the majority of people in power.
Yeah.
It is really this simple. We need white men in charge of everything again. That's it.
Hey, help us now, but pack your bags and go back to Sudan, you dirty.
It's like that house ninja that thinks he's gonna get a position by staying in the house. It's like, no.
Yeah, that's what they think. And if you don't know, sorry y'all, I'm tired, man. If you don't know Nick Fuentes, he's that guy. Like he has his own show and podcast and anything. And you know what? I'm not even mad at him for thinking how he thinks and feeling how he feels. I'm the type of person where you are welcome to think how you think and feel how you feel when it comes to that sort of thing about race and all that. As long as you don't put your hands on me, or you're not in a position where you can harm me, harm my family, harm me financially, harm my job, you can think whatever you think. But once you're in a position where you can cause a problem in my life, that's an issue. That's why people have an issue with racist people being judges, or racist people being police officers, judges, CEOs of companies. Because when you're in a position of power, you can use that bias and that racism within you, and you use it to harm people. You use it to give people higher sentences for the same crimes as someone than higher crimes than someone of a different race than you. That's why it's such an issue to be a police officer or a judge or a lawyer or someone who is in a position where they could directly affect your life for the worst. I think that's where racist people shouldn't be. Otherwise, I don't care if the racist guy works at the gas station. I don't care if the racist guy is working at a warehouse. I don't care if he, jobs like that. You know what I mean? That makes sense, right?
They don't like you either.
Yeah.
And you know what's also funny?
They can't stand him. He thinks they like him. They don't like his ass.
White people being able to practice and say white power, being able to maintain their relationship with white women, etc. I'm actually one of the biggest proponents of white people being able to say, hey, I want to keep my race white. I actually respect that, and I fight for their ability to say. Then you get kids like this guy that come in and try to one of their biggest advocates that has a platform that's of the other color saying this stupid. Idiots like you make me realize, damn, I shouldn't be defending this.
That's crazy.
Okay. Well, you gotta appreciate this. How like butt broken you guys are. Okay, but you understand, definitionally speaking, that means that they want to exterminate you or they want you out of their fucking country.
Like, I don't understand how he doesn't seem to understand
It's
that.
kind of movement that's anti-Ethiopian, and they'd be surprised when people with foreheads like mine get exterminated. You know, what easy to spot. You made it clear what it's about. Shit, no, she's kind of shiny today, too. No, I put coconut oil today.
No, but usually you sweat a lot.
Touche.
Right, so I need to cut my hair tonight.
I still sweat. It don't matter what season it is.
This is where the Hodgetwins get their Negro wake-up call. So the Hodgetwins go on to Twitter, and then they put this message.
First of all, I'm glad a large platform, or decent-sized platform, I won't say large, like O'Shea Duke Jackson, is addressing the Hodgetwins, because they'll see this. This is something they'll see. They need to be called out. Because they're raising half black children. They're raising black children. I think their wives, if I'm not mistaken, their wives are Hispanic. Their wives are Hispanic. So somebody like O'Shea needs to address it so they can see it. I mean, I thought it was going to change them. Because part of the reason why they are how they are because of the money. They have a lot of conservative subscribers, and they enjoy the money.
But could you make exceptions for us two Negroes? We're not even full sub-Saharan. We are over 40% white. And Orval says this. God bless the Hodgetwins. But no.
Yeah, what are you talking about that? You black too. What you tired? That it wouldn't.
Look at Heather.
You black.
No. I don't say this very often, but you're genuinely you're simply for white.
I don't know what they thought was going to happen. What they thought they were going to say. They don't want you there. It don't matter how much white you are. If you gotta drop.
We respect what you say because we say the same
And
thing,
you black.
Things that we say again, so no.
That was so fucking pathetic. We're 40% white.
Have you ever wanted to see your home from space? With this free satellite Earth Maps tool, you can zoom right down to your exact address in just seconds. Imagine pulling up your neighborhoods.
Also, actually, this is one question I want to ask. I want to ask, okay? For the white people watching, when you see guys like this, what does it feel like?
I often do wonder sometimes when white people see black people especially black men who behave this way, what do they really think? Is it cringe to them? Respond in the comments if you're a Caucasian.
Worshiping the whiteness. If I was white, I'd be like, probably putting me on some sunscreen, like, yeah, we are superior. It's like RPGs, you know, you get your racial traits. You guys need sunscreen. We need bulletproof.
Yawning a lot, y'all. It's been a long day.
Because even though you did this disgusting ass shit, right? Guess what? Most of the black communities will still take you in.
Facts. Keep that in mind. The majority black communities or all black communities, he would still take them in, no matter what they're going through. They'd still take them in, despite what they're saying. Even though they're saying this whole bunch of bullshit, they'll still take them in.
White is black.
Let's keep going.
You're black. Myron's black. If they're building an all-white community, they don't want you there. Myron knows it. Hodgetwins knows it. The Hodgetwins Twins, they're getting paid from it. Myron's not even getting paid from it. But anything to be closer to White Zaddy. Closer to White Zaddy. If you don't want
White Zaddy is crazy.
White Zaddy. Crazy. I don't have a problem with black conservatism, but be principled and have a logical
Facts.
worldview that includes your existence in it. That's the bare minimum. That's like white people who spend all their day saying there should be no white people. I don't respect them either.
Yeah, I don't like that either. First of all, to white people that may see this video, that's super cringe. When I see white people talking about how, like, white people this, oh, I don't like white people. When I hear white people be talking about how they don't like white people and white people this or they don't have this and they don't have that, that's cringe. Like, respect your race, respect your people. There's nothing wrong with that. You can like another race of people, but without hating your own race. There's nothing wrong with liking another race and still respecting and caring about and loving your own race. There's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with loving being white, but loving black and having black friends and liking having black friends or liking dating black girls or black guys. Or there's nothing wrong with that. You can still love your own race and still like another race. Come on now.
Or disgusting enough to birth kids into a world, and if they get their way, their kids are going to be the ones who suffer the most. How can I
Facts.
that?
Hodgetwins are demons, bro. They have millions of followers. They've been on YouTube and they've been on social media for over 10 years, and they built their platform basically by bashing black people, and they decided.
Yes, it was alleged to have murdered someone.
Yeah, I understand why they covered this. This was, I mean, it needed to be covered.
You know, there's a bit of context missing there. I'm sorry, I'm not going to exactly feel bad for a 17-year-old who's rocking around the school with a knife. There's an angle for something, there's a legal case that has to unfold, fine. But making it this, like, super sympathetic, oh, you just said...
Yeah, he's not just a 17-year-old. He's a 17-year-old that killed somebody. Yo, my mic is just trash, man. It's time. I need to get a new mic.
They think it only happens if it remains majority white. First off, there's a huge segment of the white population that votes very liberally. 1. 2. Immigrants, by and large, are more conservative.
When we started Warby Parker, we just sold glasses. And only online. But people liked them. A lot. So we offered more things. Like sunglasses and contacts. And then we thought, what if we sold eyewear online and in store?
Then wins. In terms of their values and their politics. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I tend to agree.
The reason why a lot of immigrants who are conservative still vote liberal is not because they love everything they say.
It's just because they want to be included.
But these guys are so buck-broken. They're so obsessed with trying to appeal to whiteness that they'll just say the goofiest shit even if it means their own erasure.
Just say anything.
You're a second-class citizen.
They really will just say anything.
The benefit of being on YouTube and being consistent for the last 9 years is you get to observe the landscape change. You get to observe the trends, culture change. You see the content change. 2015, I was deep into stand-up comedy, doing the arts, and so I was going to a lot of events, and I was in a lot of left-leaning spaces. And at that time, there was a lot of weirdness around blackness in left-leaning spaces because of the way that they were patronizing, the way that they would belittle you with a lot of their, very soft-spoken racism, right? And when I spoke out about it, guys, this stuff, I got labeled a right-winger oftentimes.
Right.
It never bothered me because I knew in my heart of hearts, I don't look at black women and say bad things. I don't look at my nieces and nephews and don't go out of my way to make sure that they celebrate their blackness. I know my values, so I'm okay. But I did recognize that over time, after I did a lot of this repeated content, the kind of people that would be drawn to it would be people who would often say horrible things about black people in general. And I started looking at it very, very differently because sometimes you cannot be part of a movement, but if you operate online in the same way that movement does, then you might as well just be another agent for them.
You're a contributor.
And I get it too, because online, I'll be honest with you guys, if you're on YouTube, you want to get the quickest paycheck, be a minority, talk shit about the minority, you'll get a right-wing audience like this. If you're even half funny and charismatic, you'll shoot up.
Even if you are a minority.
Creators, when they are one way, then they start doing this kind of content. And what happens is that insidiously, very in the back of their minds, somebody starts creeping in where it's audience capture. And you get this backlash from the audience, which is incredibly positive, which maybe backlash doesn't work, but you get what I'm trying to say. And then you're constantly reaffirmed that you're correct, and that you're based, and that you're blah. And then you start redoing that content, and it gets bigger and bigger. By the time you know it, you're like captured by your audience. That's why a lot of these guys can't say anything bad about their side openly, because the kind of feedback they get is so negative that they're almost pressured to do that. I'm incredibly proud when I put out a video and you guys disagree with me.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with putting out a video and people disagreeing with it. Some people can't take that. They really do want to put out videos where people only like it, and they freak out when people don't maybe not like their videos, or they have some pushback in the comments. It's weird to me.
Feel bad. Now if I'm wrong, I'll do another follow-up video and I'll admit it. But I will never be mad by the fact that I'm not beholden to you, the audience, when it comes to my values. These people will sell their soul, they'll sell their kids' future, they'll sell anything, because the feedback loop they get for being different is too strong. And the last thing I'll say is, a lot of these people who do this kind of content, you'll notice a very particular trend. You know, black people when I was growing up treated me badly. Black women rejected me. It's a lot of that stuff. And I personally, this is my own theory, a lot of these guys had negative experiences with black people growing up. And so they go into adulthood and they carry that on. And when it starts to come into their content, it seeps in. And then they get positive.
Yeah.
And like, damn, this is the first time.
It's slowly, you can watch them slowly become that person. Their stuff starts off different from that, and they slowly start to become that bigoted person with their videos.
Say this shit about the people who hurt me when I was a kid and feel rewarded, but you only have that experience because generally you're going to be around black people, so it's natural that they're going to be the ones that are going to go after you or make fun of you. You know, I have friends who grew up around only white people, black friends, and they got made fun of. We heard racist comments from them. I had other friends who grew up only around Asians, and they got it from those folks as well. People often look towards the race of the person hurting them, not recognizing, like, bro, if you're in a community, that's why black on black or white on white crime or Asian on Asian is always the highest percentage. It's not because you get targeted because you're Asian or you get targeted because you're white. You're around other people who look like you. And you never say anything positive. None of the progress, you don't talk about it. It's only negative. To me, that's some of the lowest form of content.
That's why I have a problem with them. It's because, like, I went through the same things as them.
Did you?
Yeah. Black people made fun of me. Oh, that's that corny dude in high school that was there.
Yeah.
They was like, oh, that's a corny dude. Black man was making fun of me because I was either dancing with girls. Oh, that's gay. I've been called that name for a long ass time, and that's why I don't care about it right now. You know what I mean? Black women, the same thing. I was too corny for them. I was not that, like, but I was made fun of by people too, and depending on what circumstance.
That part. Let me just say that's actually part of my truth. I hate saying my truth. The truth. When I was younger, actually, I was, I wasn't that cool. I was kind of on the corny side. Black women didn't like me that much. Not black girls didn't like me. I was a little bit nerdy. I was on the corny side, but I did grow out of it. I'm far more charismatic now. And now, I can chat with females of all different races and win. But back then, oh yeah, I was corny. I was cornfield corny. I was corn on the cob. You hear what I'm talking about? I was cream corn in the can. You know what I'm talking about? I was.
I had some racist stuff from the white folks. I had the corny stuff, and I was too white for the black and too black for the white. So I was like in an in-between thing. But like later on, Ross and stuff used to happen to me, and I was like, well, they're all like that. And that was that person.
Yeah.
And there are some other people like him, but it's not everybody that's like that. You know? Same thing with black people, same thing with anything, basically. I was not like putting everybody in the same box because one thing out of that group happened to me. That's why I got an issue with it. I'm like, yo, you gotta think more than that. I'm in the same position as them. I was not the gangster guy. I was not I was polite nice, raised well by two parents and stuff. So I was not the go-to guy that I didn't have like.
You didn't have the suede.
But my mama didn't want to buy me the suede.
Yeah, but you didn't have the suede.
You think it's a suede?
So you don't have the answer, suede.
She's stupid.
Just go
You
ahead.
got the answers, man. It's just weird when I see it. I'm like, are you okay?
Yeah.
And because I went through the same thing as them, I'm like, it ain't that bad. Relax. Consult. I don't know. Do something.
I didn't cut my hair tonight also.
I saw and it jumped out to me, and I'm seeing a lot more of these kinds of guys. And every time I see it, I just roll my eyes even harder. I'm like,
we have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is the first look at the current industry.
Just going around, self-hating. That's video. That's an odd place for that video to end. But just going around self-hating. That's all it is. That was a good video. It's an odd place for that to end. I didn't think the video was over. I wasn't paying attention. But good video. Hodgkin's are right. I mean the I've Preached absolutely right. It's super cringe sometimes. The Hodgkin's. Like I said, I don't watch anymore. Thanks for coming through, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to get better at this. I will get better at this. I'm going to get better. All right, y'all. Peace out.